Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dylan, PJ, and Ravin, and this is the Sesh. We finally settled on a name, and I guess we're just going to talk about what's been going on in the news of rap.
As we have been, same old. So we got two guests here. You want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Rav, from Punchbowl. Trying to,
It's grimy out here, man.
yeah, it's grimy out here. Yeah. We're trying to talk some shit, bro.
This is from the streets right here, man.
Yeah.
And
I'm tucked in the heaviest cunt in the area.
that's it.
Your ears will be glorified for these few hours. I'm talking about the realest shit and the realest shit only.
Yeah, so I guess we're going to start off with that whole onefour doco with Vice and our overall thoughts on it. Did you guys happen to see it?
I did.
I did too.
How long was it? It was like what?
It was like
13
8 hours. Oh, 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
8 minutes or some shit.
Yeah.
Felt like it was like 13.
Oh, 12 minutes.
I don't know, but either way, I mean, I thought I've never seen Sydney through that scope.
Yeah.
You know, to see Sydney through Vice.
But do you think that it captured West Sydney perfectly?
Perfect.
It captured a fragment because that's just one area.
Yeah.
This is Mount Druitt. And everything when they were saying Mount Druitt is known for violence and that, it is, but that's just one small, it's not small.
Shit look dusty, bro.
That's
They got
dusty.
dusty.
But I ain't gonna admit, it did look grimy as fuck. I was like,
Dogs in the front yard and shit. For real, that's real shit. And then when they were saying yo man, because when people break in, the dogs will
Yeah.
But I did like that. It also there were parts that felt very unique to Mount Druitt. Like when he goes out here, we're about dirt bikes and shit. And I was like, fuck, 100% because you guys are out west, almost nearly rural. And I'm thinking Bankstown growing up in that dirt bikes weren't really out big.
You can't ride dirt bikes in Bankstown.
You see a couple, but it wasn't used for that.
It was more
it was used for getaways or whatever. It wasn't really used for.
But I remember growing up, especially Punchbowl Public and stuff. I rember living in the area that it was all about seeing
on the bike, on the
sick Ducatis and BMWs and Mercedes and shit.
The Subarus and the WRXs and that with the VTEC.
Yeah, that's what yeah.
But I thought it captured a part of Sydney, and I mean, like we said before, onefour was the first to really be pushing it the way they've been pushing it, and to see it through Vice. I don't know, man. It was that's the word I'm looking for. When your story, when your story gets told or whatever, and I don't know what that's called, but I think people will know what I mean.
I liked it, man. Overall, I liked it. Obviously, I don't agree with everything that onefour stand for, but I liked it, man. They put Mount Druitt on the map, and ultimately, I have to give them props for that. Cause
well, that's what we were saying. The thing's sort of bittersweet because the music is the music. You can't deny the music. No one can deny the music.
Hard.
It's fucking hot, bro. It bangs. But obviously, you know what I mean. What it's built off, it's
in the club
It's
in the club,
bro. Still, I keep saying, they got
this
year that was the hardest bar that anyone has ever smelled.
I told that to him. I said that bar transcended drill.
Bro.
That bar alone is what really. That was the one bar.
I always thought YP could go solo by himself and do this, bro. Because he's talented, man. YP's talented. I like YP.
But alright, so if they did go solo, who do we think would actually do well? I think JMs.
I think JMs.
JMs would be the one to
it's not about talent sometimes. It's about the drive, and JMs has that mindset of
statesman type of.
Bro, his whole opening verse on the message, you can quote it verbatim. JM 114 veteran, boss of my hookers, I'm back my section.
Yeah, for real.
Did you hear the reggae version?
Did you hear that they released a full version of the reggae version?
They released a full version.
They released Edda was playing it, and then she showed me, and they released the whole version of the reggae.
Yeah.
But I love the meme of it was Jake the Muss, the scene where he beats up the guy at the pub, and it's onefour when they see the person playing the reggae version.
They I feel like they're at the top of Aussie hip hop right now.
Hands down. In terms of bars,
it seemed to happen overnight because literally right before onefour, with the message when that came out. It was at the time when Husky got locked up, chilling it, and that all that they were dominating it, and then all of a sudden onefour came out with the message, and then it just seemed like this whole theme. You know, really fucking.
It was the visuals, man.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I
the
think it
presentation.
is the
watch,
visual.
I watched a few of those British UK.
Because we've never seen nothing like that
reaction.
before.
The
They
reaction
never seen
videos,
that
the
before.
reaction videos boosted that shit. Like,
Oh, yeah,
because
100%.
English dudes watching it,
Yeah.
there's bare men in that fan.
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
like they're counting the men that are in the fucking car park, layer by layer by layer, like
that really helped.
flooding it. And I was like, damn.
Everyone watched those reaction videos too.
Yeah, I think
I
100%.
watched them. Man.
And then that kind of helped like change everybody's opinion on it. Like when you see like dudes from the UK and like US dudes are like, "Fuck, this is hard." I think that like influenced like Aussie people.
I thought it was
watching.
always fucking heat. I thought it was always hectic. I
think so too, but I think there's like a certain like group of people who kind of look down on Aussie rap and think that it's a bit try hard sometimes.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have those
That
mates
was. I think that was the opinion a while ago.
We're generally more rugged than British people and Americans. Like
I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it over and over again. Australia, like, look, UK is hard. America is hard. There are heaps of countries that are fucking hard. Venezuela's fucking hard. You know what I mean? El Salvador is fucking ruthless and rugged and all that shit. Australia is its own hard.
Yeah.
It's its own different kind of hard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, anyone who can look at the culture, look at the movies, or look at the movie,
I know what you mean.
Whatever you mean.
I know what you mean.
And even if you come to Australia, you will see exactly. Look at the fucking old videos, bro. There's heaps of old videos of people doing documentaries in Australia.
Yeah.
Asking normal civilian questions like, you know, how do I get into a fight in a Sydney pub? And these people are telling, and if you
We
were saying that last week. Like that is an insight to Australia that we never knew
I never
about.
knew that.
No, bro, like I saw this comment that was like, there was this bloke in that video that said, because the bloke asked him, he goes, "Have you ever been in a fight in a Sydney pub?" And he goes, "No, unfortunately." Well, that's peak Aussie, bro. That is peak Aussie. That is as peak.
But
as
we
it
did
gets, bro.
acknowledge the fact that like
it's violent with a sense of humor. Like we can laugh about it.
hard.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And
I get what you're saying, but it's in the
It's a
accent.
different
It's
kind
in
of-
the accent as well. Can you like the way
yeah,
we talk?
exactly.
Like,
The way we talk, like we're smart asses, but we
Yeah.
can also back it up.
yeah.
Like, we'll
I think
talk
that's
shit
it.
to you.
Yeah, we love like as an Aussie
We love a
culture,
good
we
beat.
love to talk shit. And, like,
Yeah.
I'm just, I don't know. I always because Americans, they just not all of them, but generally, like when I meet them, they just come off as I'm American. You know I'm better than you. Like
Yeah, like
I get that a lot from Americans. It's
Like
Yanks just
they
act
assume that you know
that
because they're
because
from
I'm
America,
American, you know,
that
in the
they're, you know,
States it's
they've
like
seen
this,
shit.
man,
It's
in
from,
the
they come
States.
from the crazy state
I
of
was like,
America.
Like, I don't care, bro. Like I don't care that you're from America. Like get that shit out of here. Man.
I mean, we respect that. I mean, yeah, okay, it's cool, but like we don't. It's not like
nah.
it's its own heart, Australia. You know what I mean, and I'm not saying that is how it is nowadays, but it's what the culture's built off. That's why you know a lot of
Speaking of the culture, man, that drill culture, it's bloomed now. Like we got
it's blossomed. Yeah,
yeah, man. Like we got like Melbourne has taken like they've taken it, adopted that stuff, and they've like HP Boys. They like I didn't like the first song that much, but I gotta respect the grind, and they're going hard. They're going hard.
And I think that's kind of cool as well because it's like we're all like Sydney boys, so we know like what life is like in Sydney. So it's kind of cool that like Melbourne are kind of showing us like what their street life is like in Melbourne.
Hard.
But we were saying this as well, like, yo, who's like putting it on for like Brisbane? Like
Brisbane, the northern-
Sydney has Sydney has like
Perth.
we have dudes putting it down for Sydney, we have a couple putting it down for Melbourne, but like Brisbane has just been quiet.
I know a few. Like there are MCs in Brisbane. There are, but there's a guy named Knox. I forgot what he has like a name, but his name is Knox ultimately, and he does the whole he has like a whole I'm the J Cole vibe. Like like my parents came from we should love each other, but he's got bars. He's hard. Like he comes with this J Cole vibe. So there's him. He's out there. There was a video. There's this video that video that circulated. Remember? Did you see it?
No,
But the guy he's in the car
and he's freestyling and he's like
the same video.
yeah.
Oh, that was in Brisbane.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
that
right. I think I
one,
know what you're talking about.
What's the first? I forgot how the first one.
because like
I want to hear that shit.
Yes, he said.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that
yeah,
was
bro,
good.
because
I remember hearing that one.
Because he put out a first rap, right, where he's just kind of being like all positive and that, and then when people were like, "Oh, shut the fuck up," he came out with the second song.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that, bro, I was like, "Bro, you could be Brisbane's one, man.
Yeah,
you could
I
be
agree, bro.
if you like kept that like same kind of
So
style
we agree
rap,
on that? We
you could
agree
be
that-
Brisbane's."
So what do you think of that? What do you think of people that first start off with the peaceful bars, start off all nice with the raps and everything, and then all of a sudden turn driller?
Shit cunts.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
Yeah, bro, like.
say how you feel.
Bro, like I think like it's up and oranges, man. Like hip hop has different styles, but I don't think like I think don't change because that's what's the popular thing to do. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, if you came out like just being like an MC and just rapping and that's what you want to do, like, do that. Don't try and like, change it up and show like, oh, I'm hard out on the streets just because everyone wants to hear that. You know what I mean?
You can just, because man, if you look at them, you just see the transition that they turn. They go from this like vibe to they see drill and drill takes off, and all of a sudden you're a drill artist. You look stupid. Like not. But again, like
what if you just go through some shit in life?
Yeah,
and
it's
just
true,
turn
right?
into, just turn into a ruthless motherfucker.
You can go through shit. You know, you can go through shit, but you don't go through shit that quickly. You know?
Yeah.
This guy released that.
Well, how old?
Shit video. Like,
how old was
2
he?
weeks after.
How old was
the
he?
video.
Oh, seriously? Was it 2 weeks after that?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Because I seen the video. Some cunt showed me. I was like, oh yeah, he's dissing onefour, and he's like, he caught that bluff. 2 weeks after that. I'm like, alright, so what's going on here? What's the go?
Damn, I didn't know that.
Talking shit from Brisbane, eh? Yeah.
Shit.
But you did notice like the change of tone that like when everyone was shitting on him on the first rap, that when he released that hard shit, everyone was like, fuck bro. Fuck bro, that's pretty good.
This guy had a corona in his hand. Like, in the front seat with a corona. On the highway.
But I'm just more curious as to like, has like,
I don't believe Brizzy.
yeah, no, 100%. Like, because I know like that
Brisbane,
whole
man.
like lad Eshe type rap, like that all originated from Sydney. I know that is unique to us. Like that's
100%.
our culture.
Yeah.
I'm just more curious if like, had this always been going on in Brisbane and Melbourne, or did they just adopt it and then kind of start pushing that?
I can speak on this because I used to live in Brisbane. I'm not like, and lad culture has been around for a while. So I lived there in 2014, and I travelled to a lot of areas. I was in Woodridge. Woodridge is like their area. Like there's Logan. Those are their areas. I go there. All I see is the fobs dressed in chucks. Like they're wearing chucks. Like if I went back there now, they'd probably be wearing TNs and adopting it. But like 4 years ago, we've been doing this since like in Sydney. We've been doing this since like. I don't know,
late 90s, bro. You know what I mean?
Since Schemo, bro. Schemo,
Bro, when trains were getting smashed.
Bro, hey, listen, I gotta say, a lot. It was sort of like two things. It was three things. It was either you liked it, you respected it, but didn't listen to it, or you fucking laughed at it and hated it and talked shit about it and this and that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people who was doing the latter. A lot of people were talking shit. A lot of
I
people
too, bro.
looking down on it and laughing
I
at
ain't
it.
gonna lie, I was one of
But
those.
bro,
But trains are getting
it
smashed.
hit, bro.
Yeah,
It hit.
I love that song, bro.
I
Bro, I
like
can
it,
still
bro.
quote the first verse. Take a look at the light. I see Killer Robbie coming through when I'm rapping green light. I can see my train just rapping through Central.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, like I remember like all the high school kids, we used to have that on our phones and be like,
Bro, that was when Nokia was hot and you had the fucking
I went there,
your folder, bro.
E63 or like the...
Because I'm searching like my brother. I'm searching like my brother. Straight up, bro. That was the shit.
Enzo was like mad, like you underground king at one point, man.
yeah, like, and I think like, bro, would
And
you
I think that's when like sort of lads were sort of entering that media. Sort of, because they were going like they had a bit of a run, and then I don't know, they just
and then I feel like
releasing, I think, for a bit.
Then like Cursor came on and then became like the whole face of that, like,
oh yeah, he really like sort of took it up.
But there's like what I realized is that the lad culture is there, but like even the lads themselves, in the area, which we should come back to that. Where's the area? We should come back to that one.
Alright, so
was
this the debate that we?
So
I think so.
All the lads in the area, like all the lads, not just the fobs. I mean, all the Aussies as well. All the different like Hef does like house music now.
Oh my god!
And I like it,
Hef's
bro.
Hef,
I like it, bro. I like that vibe. You got like Kid Curvey. He does like trap, and then he does old school.
He's doing that real funk. He's doing that real G
right?
funk.
And then you got TKO. Fuck me dead, bro. This dude straight like at your neck, bro. He's going for your head.
He's going for your head.
And then 1/4 does drill. So like it's very diverse, bro. Like all the lads are doing different music, and that's
it's
cool.
not just drill.
It's not just drill.
Yeah, it's really flourished.
Yeah. So when they said that there was a thumbnail and it said no, there was 1/4 put the post out and it said Australia's first and only drill group or something like that. And I was like, nah, he's on. And I thought about it. They are like,
yeah.
Well,
they are the first
that are real like
group.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen another. Well, I've seen drill groups come together.
Alright.
This 21 district.
That's another subject, eh? 21 district.
21 District.
Bro,
21.
they're putting out another song.
I've
Like,
seen that snippet.
I kind
I
of
saw
like
that
that beat,
snippet.
man. And
Which
that
one?
one, the new 21 District
Oh,
track
with
that
J
they've
Lex?
been.
Yeah,
Bruce
yeah.
Willis
Yeah.
part? The Bruce Willis part?
Bruce
Yeah,
Willis
Bruce
one,
Willis.
eh?
Yeah.
I liked it, because I know J Lex.
I liked what I heard. So.
Yeah, I liked what
Bro,
I heard.
I thought
But
he
then-
was the standout on that track.
on the first one, yeah.
But
On
I think the
fire.
big problem was I felt bad for the first dude because he got so much shit from everyone. Like everyone was just
and you were
shitting
saying
on.
that well, he was saying that he made a point because he was saying that when it started, you know, with the first guy, it left a bad impression.
Yeah, for the whole
Made a
song.
bad first impression,
The
and
whole
so
song.
when people would heard the first verse and then
That's what they expected for the whole song.
yeah, and then
And-
they were surprised, and then of course they were surprised like, by J Lex.
Yeah.
So it was sort of like up and down for them.
Yeah.
And I was like saying, man, that track, like, had J Lex been the first one on that track,
Yeah.
everyone
Right.
would still be like, yo, this song is fire.
100%.
But because that dude had a rocky start, it was already like, everyone's like, nah, this is shit.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to hear what he's going to do on this next one.
Me
Because
too,
it was,
man.
it was cool. It was a good.
But
It was a reply. So it was a decent reply.
Yeah.
But now I want to hear him rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear you rap. You
I don't know
what I'm saying?
about you guys, but I kind of think that, like, they've already addressed the beef with onefour, and I kind of think now they should start, like, distancing
agree.
themselves
Yeah.
and just start making their
like
own
music.
rap.
Making
Like, you already
music.
addressed the beef.
Yeah.
You already, like, put them on show.
Yeah.
Now just start making your own music.
Because they got a platform now.
Yeah.
They got a platform
And you
now.
don't always want to be compared to your opposition,
I
bro.
agree,
Yeah.
especially when they won 4, bro.
Yeah, like if you're just gonna put out a second diss track, everyone's gonna keep thinking like, bro, you're just
Yeah.
using that to like propel your own fame.
I-
Like
yeah,
you don't
It
exist
gets
without
sour
onefour.
really
Yeah.
quick. Yeah, it gets sour really quick.
Man, 1-4 got co-signed by Skepta, bro. That's...
Big vibes out there, yeah. Big vibes out there, yeah. Big vibes out there.
Yeah,
that was
Walk
good
on, fam.
look. I saw that look, man. That was really cool. That was really
fine,
cool.
man.
That was really cool. Straight up.
Bro, the area, man. Let's do that.
Okay, so
Because we're biased. We're all from the same.
we
same
have talked
place.
about this. So what do you mean the area? So what do you mean?
All right, my opinion personally is like it's.
Like what is the question? Like where? Like what is considered the
What is-
area? Or where?
Authentic, like in authentic, I can't even say authentic because I thought because I'm thinking the area came from.
Okay, I think if we're gonna describe, we should first describe what is the area.
Right.
What is your definition of the area?
Right. I thought the area was just like was a place where people were on the street, and I thought this was a Lebo thing. I thought
Right.
Lebos came up with that thing
Right.
because I heard Lebo say who's in the area, like or, like things like that. Like
Yeah.
I never really heard Fob say it until like after, like there were certain things that I didn't say until Lebos were like saying it, and I was like, oh that sounds cool. I wouldn't say it now, but like later on, I just learned to like cuz.
You just picked it up.
I didn't say cuz when I first met Lebos, and they were like cuz. I was like,
You just naturally
oh,
picked
funny
it up.
dude. And then as the time passed,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, cuz, and it's like, oh, true.
Yeah.
So I always thought that Lebos came up with that, and it's just I think it was where drug dealers were. But then again, all areas have that. Like Granville should be considered an area like that. Like
Yeah. So what is the area like? Where is the area for you?
personally, I feel like it's like and maybe I'm being biased, but that's where I first heard the term being used. Like I was Greenacre, Bankstown, and Punchbowl.
That's
That's
always
what I
been
thought.
the area.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
And so is that to say that all suburbs outside of that wasn't the area?
People
part
part
of
of
the
area,
area?
I think that's the area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Because
Yeah, that's a good
I always
point.
just assume like when you
I
say the
will-
area, it's just your hood, man.
I
Like,
always thought that, you know, like, I mean, for me, the area was obviously Bankstown, but for me, it was sort of like two meanings. Because obviously, like, when someone says the area, like when you're from the area, people, let's say, for example, people ask you, oh, you're from the area. Normally, they're going to assume you're from some part of Sydney.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Huh?
And depending on wherever the fuck it may be, they're either going to assume you're from places like Mount Druitt, or
Yeah.
Bankstown,
Yeah.
or like Granville, Auburn. It's different for
It'll be a
different
funny
people.
conversation.
For
bro.
me, the area's always been
Yeah, right.
from the city all the way out to as far as Mount Druitt.
yeah,
That's always been the area for me.
Fair,
Like
fair.
that is the whole area.
Yeah, right.
But my area is of course your home.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I hear.
that's my definition.
so subjective.
Yeah, that's what I think because people are gonna say different shit, right? Oh no, the area is Mount Druitt. No, the area is the Greater West.
Yeah.
That's the area. This and that. You know, there's different areas, but
It's a funny thing, man. It's a funny thing.
depends on how you want to.
Yeah, depends on how you look at it. I think, yeah, because Hefs came up with like the area. I don't know. It's tough. man.
Dune side? Nah.
Dooney,
Inside? Yeah.
Dooney.
6, 7, 8. The 6,
7, right?
Where do they get those masks from, bro?
Bro, you know I didn't realize this.
Where do they get the masks from,
Bro,
That's hectic,
internet. Bro, but here's the thing. Alright, I didn't realize this, but my mate told me there's a group in the UK called 6-7, and that's their merch.
Oh, yeah, hard.
That's their merch.
What? Oh, for real?
That's what he was saying. I don't know if that's true, but he was going like, bro, like
I think
6-7.
I've seen that, bro.
Yeah, he goes 6-7 sells like merch, and that's
Is this
part of
known
it.
or is this what was told to you?
No, I've seen 6-7.
Oh,
6-7 is an
They're
actual
drill.
UK like drill group,
Yeah,
and
they're actual drill group.
they're actual like UK drill group, and like the 6-7 like
Oh,
they
that's where
have
they get
their
it from.
face mask, and I think like
Oh.
Hef's in that because they're like 27
well,
6-7, like they just grab the face mask and stuff and just rock that.
Oh, it's smart to me.
But I don't know, man. I'm more.
I mean, how would you, I mean, what would you think if they were to make their own 6-7 merch? Would you see it as like, like copying? Or I wouldn't. I mean,
I still don't
like,
care.
I personally wouldn't.
I just heard that and I still don't really care. Like,
yeah, it's whatever. But I kind of feel
Yeah,
like,
for it,
bro, with like, where I feel like if you're gonna sell your own merch, put like a disclaimer, like wear at your own risk, because I feel like dudes are gonna jump you if you're wearing like 21 District. Like I love that, like they're hustling and they were selling their hoodies, but I was like, I ain't wearing that fucking hoodie knowing that like I ain't gonna wear that in Mount Juliet.
Yeah, like it
Nah,
should
that shit was garbage,
look.
bro.
It shouldn't be a thing. But unfortunately, if you're gonna wear a 21 District hoodie in
Don't
Mount
wear
Druitt,
it in Mount
or vice versa, if you're gonna wear a onefour hoodie in Guildford or Granville, it's risky. It's risky. Unfortunately,
Bro, when
it's
I told my
risky.
mate that, like, oh yeah, I think onefour's gonna look like gonna put out merch, and he was actually gonna go buy it, and I was like, bro, are you seriously gonna wear it?
It's not going
because you know there are people out there that will fucking hit you up.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, I mean, I don't know, bro. It depends on who comes across you, I guess. I don't think they're gonna try it.
I mean,
Because they're all still kids, like, they're all young, aren't they? Aren't they all still
that.
a bit young, like 18 to 20-year-olds or something?
dude,
I don't know.
21?
All these people, the 1-4 and 21 District, aren't they all still like
21
fairly
district, I
young?
know one of them's 19, 20.
They're all still young, so I don't know.
They're young. They're in the ball.
Like, what if there's like a 30-year-old fan out there who's just wearing a fucking 21 District and he rolls up to him?
It gets got.
Or some 45-year-old who just happens to be a fan of 1-4 goes into Grand 4 or something. I don't know.
Because it's a fan. Because
Like,
it's a fan.
would you? I don't know. But
see,
whatever.
That's another thing that should be discussed as well. Like the music and then the life behind the music.
Game term.
The game
Yeah.
stuff. Because that's ultimately what's propelled them to this.
Yeah. Well, that's where it's stemmed from.
Yeah.
That's where it's
So, like,
created from.
the beef is like
It's
the clout
fucking-
chasing. The clout chasing is
bro.
So who's? Wait. So
we're gonna ask whose side are you on?
nah. Fuck. The fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't gonna
Put
fucking
words in
tell
my
you.
mouth. Don't put words in my mouth.
I was like, bro, I ain't telling you shit.
I'm telling you shit.
What were you gonna say?
What were we even talking about?
Fuck, sorry, bro.
No, we were just talking about like we were saying about like
The clout
the music, the cloud chasing, the Instagram page,
Yeah.
and like the YouTube
Yeah, we were
videos.
saying that before because like I was really surprised at how quick all of these drill people started popping up out of nowhere.
Yeah, everyone wanted to be
It
drillers,
seemed like
bro.
as soon as a week after the message was out, drill was here.
Yeah.
Like it was fully formed. It
Yeah.
was in your face and it was there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, bro, like even time after that, it just spawned this whole and like I don't know, bro. Like is it
They're
just
fucking making drill songs from jail, bro.
Yeah, bro, 100%, man. Like, bro, they put out like,
don't even.
like what you know and shit, and like,
This me making drill songs behind bars, bro.
yeah, bro, like they've been.
And it was hard.
Yeah, bro, like what you know was hard, but it was only like when the message came out, everyone actually stopped and took notice. Like,
Yeah.
hold on a sec, like, fuck, this is hard as fuck.
Oh man.
There's like again, there's like if you're from the area, like this is another thing though. If you're not from the area and you hear the music and it sounds hard, but you're not from the area, you like the music for what it is. If you're from the area and you hear this, you understand what they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the lingo, it resonates.
Everything.
The lingo resonates with you, and you sort of understand. And then you obviously gonna ask, what is he talking about? Who is he talking about? And they start searching, and then after that, when they hear the story of what they're talking about, who they shanked and left your mate to get shanked. And
Yeah. Because they look into all of that. They'll look into all of the facts,
Yeah.
and they'll look.
And then because that's like, I have my own opinion on that, but like it's important because it's they're making music and it's popular, but sometimes I feel like it's a bit irresponsible.
Yeah.
That's how I feel sometimes about it.
100, man.
Other than that, the music is hard.
It is,
Onefour's
man.
making hard music, man.
What
100%.
what do we think of Lads in the Hood? That you guys like?
Is that even released? It keeps getting leaked.
Bro, that's another thing.
Nah.
Who the fuck keeps leaking these music? Like,
Whoever it is,
Little
it's
faggots.
fucking whoever it is, it's.
but
really
I'm more
good.
like,
Slow move.
I wonder if like,
He's only
I kind of like if they
like
like.
next week.
Do you ever see them actually like putting out like a full album, or do you think they're just gonna keep releasing track after track?
They're ready for an album.
Yeah, I think they're ready for an album.
They're ready for an album. If they're thinking that way, then they're ready
Because
for an
I mean, I was curious as well about this when they first started. Because I mean, I don't know how long the whole releasing a video and a track would last. I mean, it's done well for them, obviously, because obviously it's consistent.
album.
But I'm wondering, like, well, what now? Is this how it's gonna stay,
Yeah.
or are you gonna take it to that next level,
Yeah.
or what's the deal? So,
Yeah,
because all of them are still in their legals, right? Like, all of them are still,
bro,
these boys are in the street. So, I don't know. The future's, I don't know.
It's silly, man. If they're still in the street, it's silly. Like,
It's silly,
They don't
yeah,
need
it's
to be in
silly
the
for
street,
sure.
but that's what
Don't need to be.
that's what they rap about. So they need to be in the street.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think they can get a pass. I mean, like,
I get. What
I
you're
think
saying,
like
man.
now is the time you should start slowly distancing yourself from like that street life. Like you've already proved that
Yeah.
like you've been about it. You've
Like, if you want to be a gangster, by all means, go do it and do what you got to do. But just know what's ahead,
yeah,
I agree.
because it's a golden fucking opportunity, bro. Like you don't,
It is, man.
like you don't get opportunities like that. You got to look from Skepta.
Yeah.
Like
they
Skepta saw your shit and was like, "Yo, this is heat,"
Yeah.
and actually went out his way to comment.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you
You're
don't,
getting millions of views. Like,
don't go out there fucking robbing
Yeah,
people,
and
bro,
even-
and stabbing
yeah.
people and shit. You don't need to do that
bro.
shit.
Even their collab
man,
on that
for real.
remix of Matters Like
Matters
Matters. Yeah, bro, that was like a
my
big
feels a
thing.
funny cunt, bro.
Oh, bro, probably
The
got
first
beat.
got beat.
What is up? This meant to get shanked. I
Bruh,
was like, nah.
brother.
But he had the hard, like that surprised me because he had a harder verse than
JM's.
JM's. I was expecting JM's to come with
Break
like,
him with that peaceful shit, bro.
That first part really, when he was like, his brother's got beef and he's got that, so we're going to war. I was like, oh my god. I literally,
check would go to war.
I feel like fuck, bro. I just want to. Let's go, bro. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's go, bro.
bro,
Let's
like
get out
that's
here,
it,
bro.
man. I was like,
Yeah, bro.
when I heard that, I was like, bro, I'm in, man. We're going to war.
Fuck.
Call me Dipper Lad because I'm Dipper Lad in his face, and I was like, fucking hell.
But yeah, man. HP Boy's gonna drop a new track tomorrow. I'm eager to hear that. And
I had a freestyle session, but I didn't see it.
Was it good?
I didn't see it, but I heard it.
Oh,
was
I'm not
good.
asking you if it's good. Like,
Oh shit.
and I think we were like talking about that earlier. Like, if you did you watch the DME TV interview with HP Boys?
No, I didn't even know that was.
They
that was
interview
out.
him and then they ask about Melbourne, and then like they kind of low key throw like shade at him, like nah, like fuck that guy or whatever. And
Wait, so wait. What is the controversy with Melbourne? Because
Yeah.
he gets a lot of shit.
Yeah, nah. He had personal issues with you know those Brotherhood boys,
Right. Yeah.
the guys that were in his videos like, early on.
yeah,
So he had like boys behind him. He had some personal shit with someone's missus.
Oh.
I did someone's missus, huh?
Yeah,
Oh.
with one of the boys, and like when they found out the boys was related to the boys that was backing him, and they just turned on him. And once they turned on him, they turned on him, and they beat him up. Everyone started putting on him. At the
So is that why he's been getting a
but-
lot of shit lately?
Yeah, pretty
but
much.
not even that. I think what also contributed to the fact was like when he like his earlier raps, he started like rapping a particular style, but then in like his couple of recent songs, he
Changed
started
it
doing more like an Aussie, like
Yeah.
letting his natural Aussie accent like
Yeah,
use it to rap and stuff, and then everybody started calling him out like, oh, just because like 1four and that are blowing up, like you're trying to like
yeah.
change it up and shit, and started giving him.
I don't know. I don't have too much of a problem with it. I just never liked what he rapped about early on because he was always like making it out like all these bitches are trying to play me and shit. Like I'm always getting cheated on. I'm always the one, but I'm always gonna be victorious. And like, that's fine, but it just sounded corny to me, and I just didn't like it. And he sounded like Big Sean too much.
on that
True.
redemption rap.
But then I also feel like, man, like didn't need to like go and jump him, man, because like
That was a bit much, man.
it's because and yeah, we were saying like, bro, like that dude, he's just a rapper, he's an MC. It's like the same if like somebody jumped chilling it, like you ain't gonna get like any like props for that. Like the dude just raps, he doesn't like
I hear you.
try to boast.
Well,
like,
listen, if you're gonna go and do someone's missus like that, bro, you know what I mean?
deserve it.
I would. If those are the same people.
It was the same.
If you're gonna jump it for being a rapper,
It
what the
was
fuck is that, bro?
It
You know,
was definitely the same people. Yeah.
if you're gonna jump it for being a rapper, like because he raps a different way, that's just fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah. They just that event happened.
But to go public with it, I don't know.
Everyone took that event and just ran with it. Like
Yeah.
man, HP. Like man, you go on YouTube, HP boys jump, beat up Melbourne. It's like you guys, it wasn't them.
Yeah.
I saw that as well.
Yeah, like people were saying, like,
yeah,
it
that was
people.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that wasn't them. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I found that really funny, man. But like,
And that's one thing I fucking hate about social fucking media, bro. That's one of the reasons I think Instagram is a poison. Because there's so many people out there just posting fake shit.
yeah, bro.
Like, or either have no idea what they're posting.
Yeah, that video. Jimmy Farnoy. Fuck.
Jimmy Farnoy.
Jimmy Farnoy. Your legs, Jimmy Farnoy. Fuck, can't see shit, bro.
Look at that one, he's got a knife.
Man, I was just doing Friday, bro.
Bro,
Yeah,
you know
I
that?
know.
You know that made me like fucking like facepalm hard was when they posted that up on 7 News and they're like, police are looking for this man. And I was like, are you shitting me? He's wearing fucking fluoro. Go look at the jump sites. You can probably find him.
Fucking hell, bro.
That shit was.
Fuck me dead, man.
That was bad, bro. They like
That wasn't shit, bro. That is
it
fucking
was
thing,
funny.
bro.
Like it was
Bro.
a club. It was bad funny, bro. Like
And did
there
you
was
see?
a car.
Wait, did you see when they were like chasing after it? And then I kind of love this. I love that like Aussie gangsters are like this. That like one of the dudes has like a can of drink and he tries to throw it at the car, but
I saw
he hits like a wrong
Oh,
car,
sorry,
and then he's
brother.
like, "Sorry, brother." And then he goes to like try and get the other car.
Oh, sorry, brother.
And I was like, I fucking love that. They're like,
Yeah, bro.
That's Aussie, bro.
yeah, like if you're out of line, you're like, oh,
See what I
sorry,
mean?
bro, don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
like
yeah,
you go after the
different.
next dude.
Different kind of hard, bro. Sorry, bro.
Americans don't get caught. They don't really care.
And then-
That ain't fuck, bro.
Yeah, and I think
don't
even in
care.
our interview, onefour said that they were like, bro. He goes like, I think when a person was interviewing them, he goes like, nah, like, bro, we're just very chill dudes. We don't need to be staunch all the time. But if like dudes want to start us, then yeah, it's fucking on.
Yeah, hard.
And I
I
think,
like that. That's cool. I like that sort of system.
yeah, I think that's how you should take it, man.
I
Like,
agree.
you know, just be about your business, and if anyone
And
tries,
you know what? And it's crazy because you'll still find that same sort of what's the word mentality in the old dudes. You know, because you come across a lot of old Aussies, bro. They're staunch, bro. They're humble. Like they're normal old dudes, right?
Yeah.
Normal old cunts, just going about their business. You know, they work. They have probably about whatever.
Yeah.
But when they get riled up and when you test them the wrong way, you'll see it, bro. They're if you get a proper dude from the old days who was like really about it, they're staunch, bro.
Hard.
For real. And like they won't fuck around.
But they know the go as well. Like,
Yeah,
they know
but
the
when
go.
they're not, they're drinking and they're having laughs with you know those old Aussie jokes.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like like,
I like that sort of shit too, but I like that sort of vibe.
the fact that you can be all humble and just go about your business,
Yeah,
but just be a like bro, you can you can be anything in Australia. You can be an engineer and be staunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can because you have that spirit. Because that's the Aussie spirit.
I know, man. Like, but I know rappers now, man. Like, I feel like sometimes you need to go to jail to be a rapper now.
that's true. I have noticed that, like, bro, a lot of youths trying to like, you know, go out and prove that like they be about it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. You know, if you're not out there doing it, don't do
I
that.
agree, man.
Don't do that. It's just it's lying. You're a liar, bro. You're a fake. You're a fake, bro. Like seriously, think about it. Like if you're gonna sit there and say, "Oh, I'm doing this. I'm out there with the boys, and I've got my shank and this and that," and you're not, you're fake.
Yeah, and bro, and don't be surprised when like dudes try to test you.
Don't be
to
surprised,
see,
bro.
like,
Don't be bro. Yeah. Look at social media, bro. People are gonna pull up on you if you're gonna be doing that.
Hard.
But you know, like I don't know, man.
Ball runners, bro.
Ball runners, where the-
runners.
Where are
what
they?
was like? Yeah, what was like saying?
Who's the ball runner?
Where's the ball runners at?
Because at the moment I only see ball boys like picking up the ball for these cunts to run it.
Fuck, man.
I mean,
So where do we see drill or whatever? Where do we see rap in the next 3 years?
fuck, I don't know.
No offense, man, but I don't think that violent drill is gonna last too long.
you reckon it's just a fad? It's
I think
just
it's
gonna
a
pass.
phase,
It's
Yeah,
gonna pass.
yeah, it's like a
I
wave.
think violent drill is a phase.
Yeah. That,
Because
I agree. I
Kid
think
Curve,
so.
they can do it. He like there's TKO is like, bro, TKO is hard. I like TKO now.
Mm.
I never used to, but like I like what he does. Like, but that bro, TKO is pretty rugged though. Fuck,
he's
he
so
is.
up front, like he's so
Chilling is
raw.
amazing.
Like
Chilling is hard.
yeah, I
man.
like
Bro,
him.
chilling it, man. I rate that dude.
Yeah,
I like him.
yeah.
He's top tier. He's
Oh,
top
yeah.
tier.
He's
Bro, you guys want to chuck out a list? See rank like who's
Ah.
currently running the game?
yeah, 30 from
You know what? Do we
three?
even
One for Top three?
five.
top 5 sounds alright.
in Australia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right now
Top
who's
5.
like doing it big?
Number one is probably 1-4.
Yeah.
To me.
to you. We'll start with PJ first.
Fuck, I don't know, bro. Chilling at 1-4.
Chilling at 1-4.
And you know what, Husky, bro, fuck it, it still stands. His catalog still stands.
100%.
It still stands, bro. Yeah, that's my three. Those are the three that are.
We'll go three.
Yeah. Oh, you want five?
No, go
go
three.
Oh, three. Yeah, we'll do three.
Three. Yeah, I'm probably gonna throw out 1-4 and Chilling It, and even Hefs. I can't like deny that like, bro, Hefs has had like a big influence as well.
Yeah.
Like he's playing shit that like bangs at the club. Like even like last week, dudes were playing No Effect, and I looked outside and they were fucking gathering. Bro, that is like, bro, don't tell me that like fucking No Effect is like the biggest For the Boys song ever. Like all the boys just listen to it all day. No,
play that in year 12 form on that.
Bro, everyone wants to do it all day. Like,
straight up.
After that, your list.
No, you.
Bro, I'd put Chilling It there, and I put 1-4 there, then I put Hefs.
It's
I put Husky there, but he's just because he's inside.
It hasn't been releasing yet. It has been releasing. Yeah.
If he was out, bro, I'd put Husky there because Husky's my favorite rapper in Australia. He's my personal favorite. Like,
yeah.
Do you guys also rate 111?
I like 111. They're cool.
Haven't heard much.
It's just not my I know they're hard. They get views though. They get
bro.
What about Tuck? What does Tuck think?
I'll go 1-4. Hooligan Hefs, J-Lex. By himself, just J-Lex.
J-Lex?
Fair enough.
Yeah, man.
I mean, because he carried that song, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that is
That's
true.
the reason why I listened to the song.
Yeah,
I
like
skipped 2 minutes and then that's it.
because it's true, bro. Hey, bro, do you notice the technique he pulled in that?
Bro,
when I took that,
everyone knows that.
What was the challenge called?
The Inner West Swing or
A
something?
smart dude, bro. He put it up. He was like,
promote the shit.
trying to promote it. Or send me a video of you doing the. Like, I was like, nah.
Smart man.
He had single moms trying to get their kids to do
are you serious?
Yeah, bro. It was dirty, man.
like 50. I'm catching up. Quick evidence, quickly. News report, someone's gone missing. But I will say, after that verse, I love that guy's intro that follows afterwards. Who's next? Oh, he walks into the frame like,
The most iconic, I don't know, like J-Lex had all these lines, bro, but the most iconic line from it was the first guy, bro. He came up with the who, what do you say?
nobody gives a fuck.
No one gives a fuck.
Fuck, this guy's stuttering now.
Fuck.
And they kept that tape, bro. I was like, damn.
Yeah, bro.
The producer was like sweating it, bro.
Everyone said that. Post-production was peak. Everyone said that post-production really helped them.
Yeah.
That's what people were saying. Like the post-production was on key.
Like when he recorded that verse, if I was there, I would have been like, bro, why did you do it again? And can you just put that part in time?
Words, bro.
Put that part in time. But then like, these are ball runners. I don't know if you want to.
You know, they're gonna listen.
These are ball runners.
Again, like,
What?
These are ball runners.
this is why I straight off the bat. Oh, what's wrong with it? Bro?
Oh no, it's perfect, bro.
It's so good. Yeah, fucking nah. Is there a problem?
But then I also noticed, like, I was watching like these dudes from Brisbane that were reacting to it, and then they were like, they kind of brought to attention that they were saying like, bro, have you noticed like these islanders sound like Lebos? But then I was like, bro, like that's obviously because they have that outsider perspective that they don't understand that like, you know, the whole Western Sydney, like the population is mostly like all like islanders and Lebos and
it's
Asians.
pretty much intertwined with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's like you have the hard. I know what they mean because they're referring to that rough fucking Lebo,
that Western
or your
accent,
thick kind and your thick kind of cars and this. That's what they were talking about. But like, you know what I mean? Like
I love that shit.
I think it's like I think like that. There were people like that, and it sort of intertwined with it, and people it just naturally happened.
And I fucking love that like islanders use like Lebo slang, and like you have Lebos that like, hey, also like they know.
And I'm not
slang.
I'm not saying there are cunts out there being like, oh, you cuz this and that, but there's like, you know what I mean. Like anyone who's in the area knows what I mean. Like there's elements of it. You know what
there are.
There are. So
I don't know, man. If you grew up in it, like it's just one of the things like
it's just natural, bro.
Yeah, it's natural. Like
you don't think anything of it.
Yeah.
But like it's hard to explain it to people who aren't from the area.
Yeah,
Eastern suburbs.
It's hard, bro. You know, because like you like with someone or like, oh, you sound like a Lebo. Yeah, and you're just like, oh fuck.
You just don't
Yeah,
know
you're just like,
the-
oh, you
yeah,
don't know how to
the
explain it.
status,
You're just
bro,
like,
like-
oh yeah.
I grew up with lepers. Are you Muslim?
Are you Muslim?
Are you Muslim? Like, nah, like, what do you mean?
No, I just grew up with Lebos,
I grew up
man.
with lepers. Like, oh, they just don't understand it. It's like,
Yeah,
why do you
shut
hang
up.
out with lepers? Why do you hang out with lepers? It's like, you just again.
I remember when you was young, that was a thing, eh?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
like when, especially when the riots were fresh.
Oh,
Like that, when this
yeah.
big thing
Hey,
happened. Like,
you remember?
they planned that shit at Punch for Card, bro.
Bro, do you remember? Alright, I don't want to name him, but you remember the two Aussie kids that went to our school, and when the Cronulla riots kicked off, all the Lebos went after those two Aussie kids.
What was that?
Oh no!
You don't remember that?
What school was this? Punch Punch.
Yeah, in Punch Republic. Alright, so at this point, we had two Aussie kids in our school. These two Aussie boys, and when the Cronulla riots kicked off,
Oh, bro.
bro, I remember walking past the canteen, and then like all these like 5 Lebo kids
Yeah.
were like going after this one kid, and then I remember being like, I think like one of the island boys was like, "Hey, leave him alone."
Yeah.
And then when like he was like, "Yeah, leave him alone," like the old Lebos were like, "Brother, why are you standing with him?" It was like, bro, there's like 30 of you and 2 of them.
Yeah,
What
bro.
the-
brother, why are you standing with him? Fucking
You
hell.
don't remember that? Like, bro, I remember.
I don't
I
remember that.
went to Bankstown, bro. We had like you
I
guys
don't
had,
remember that. I don't
so you
remember
guys
that
did
at
have,
all.
you had rugged lepers in primary school, yeah?
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
too, bro.
bro. Yeah, there was some rugged
Bro, they rocked
Lebos.
mullets back then in primary school, bro. So like,
All that shit, the mullets, the TNs, the dry fits, all that
Yeah.
was fresh, bro. All that was like just hit like,
shaving zero.
straight out, bro. You know, all that was clean, bro. You know what I mean? The glasses with the mullet, and then the Islanders adopted the Nauticas with the short Canterbury shorts,
Yeah.
with the fat TNs, bro.
Bro, I gotta say, I'm happy Islanders adopted that shit. Because, bro, I went to a school in the inner west with, like, all these white kids. And, like, white lads are very different to Islander lads.
They are,
They
right?
are, bro.
Bro,
They
like,
are.
white lads, like, the shit they were wearing was... They would just wear brands. They wouldn't match that shit.
Yeah, hard.
So you would have, like, a fucking bright yellow, like, Nautica t-shirt with, like, polo orange shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would totally not match. And I love that Islanders took it. And then because, like, Islanders have a sense of, like,
Fashion,
fashion,
bro.
they, like, made it look cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, thank fuck we took that
Bro.
shit.
Man,
Oh yeah, bro. There was nothing worse than seeing just a real skinny, a real skinny, junky looking Aussie
I agree.
with a big Gant jumper on that
Yeah.
doesn't fit him, and with fucking Canterbury shorts,
Fuck that,
with Canterbury
bro.
shorts or Henley shorts that literally like float out like a fucking parachute.
Yeah,
because they're too
I've
big for
seen
him,
that, bro. Yeah,
Because they're too,
yeah,
they're too
I've seen
big.
that,
You got the
bro.
skinny legs that go down with the fucking
Fuck
dirty,
me.
trashy TNs.
Bro,
Fucking
That are
Weird,
all dirty
bro.
stained from the fucking ice house he just came out of. Like seriously, bro. Like I hated it. I hated it.
Bro, I can picture that person straight away in my
Exactly,
head.
bro. And then you even with the Gant jumper, you had the collar popping out of the polo that he had on.
Yeah, remember that one used to like they.
For
Oh, bro,
For
that
real.
shit was hilarious.
I
bro.
hated it, bro. And yeah, you're right. I mean, Islanders they have they work
Bro,
well.
I remember when I first seen an Islander like wear like J-Star jeans and fucking Versace shades, bro. And I was like,
Yeah.
I love it. Like,
Yeah,
nah, because
straight
we used to wear like the Ray. Remember the Ray-Ban style?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we
the
like
Ray-Bans.
the black Ray-Bans and
Yeah.
like scarks and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then when I seen a fob dude wear J-Star jeans and the Versace like the shades that go
It
around
was
your head,
weird, eh?
it was similar to
I
those.
thought-
Like,
yeah.
I
I
found
know
that
what
real
you
cool, bro. I found that shit real cool.
Yeah, it's sort of different, eh? You don't really see. Yeah, there was a wave. Remember the Henleys wave and the
Yeah.
and
Ed Hardy.
the Ed Hardy
Oh,
wave. The
fuck
fucking
me,
what?
Did you guys wear Ed Hardy or
Nah, I
Nah,
never wore that
bro.
shit.
It was too, like, bejeweled,
I hated
like-
it. Hey,
it was a bit too bejeweled, was it? Like, was it just me? Like,
Not even
It
that,
was
but
just
like the
too
patterns
much.
were too out there, bro. Like,
it was too much. It was like you're almost going to a daze when I look at it.
bro, but the Lebs wore the shit out of
Oh,
that,
they
bro.
wore it, bro. Even the perfumes, bro.
Yeah, bro.
The perfumes were fat.
Yeah,
You know
nah,
what
the perfumes were fat, bro. It
Yeah.
wasn't that colourful and shit.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, hard.
You know what I mean, I even met, even going younger days, man. You had Von Dutch. Remember
I remember Von Dutch.
Yeah.
That was 2005.
That was 2005.
Yeah, bro, it didn't
Yeah.
last long. It was
That
like
didn't
It
last
didn't
long,
last long, yeah. I'd rock that again, bro.
I reckon-
Because I had mad
yeah.
styles on those hats, bro. That was heaps of them.
Well, now it's all about like trackies now. It's like
It's all about
Fila
trackies,
and shit,
maxis,
yeah.
Yeah, it's really. Yeah.
But you know what I do love about the maxis? So like back in the day, like maxis would be like they were kind of lad shoes, but they kind of weren't.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
could
yeah.
like just be an ordinary dude wear it.
I agree.
But like
But you'd
TNs,
still be, you'd
yeah,
still be in that
but
circle.
TNs were the ultimate like statement that like of this
yeah,
type of
yeah,
person.
yeah,
You know what? Yeah, you know when
It's
that
true,
when,
it's true.
when the lad culture really started reaching out and started when people were actually urging and people were actually doing it. When this is when TNs and all that whole fashion boom really happened. It really was like when you if you wore TNs at a certain point in you in Sydney, people knew what you were doing. People knew what you were up to. This is when it was fresh.
Yeah.
If you wore Nautica, if you wore Canterbury was fat. I like Canterbury.
Yeah.
And you wore the dry fit and the TN hat and all that. People knew what you were up to, and you were up to no good. Every now and then you come across the occasional fuckhead who's just a ronk and he's just wearing it for show.
Yeah, hard.
But
that was really rare though, man.
And then as a blue, and then everyone started wearing it, and then it became whatever.
I felt like hard.
Because we were there when it actually was. We were kids when it was fucking. We were there, bro. Like, we were there when it was.
I wore sporty ends when I was a kid. It was my brothers, and I put it on. I just remember how I felt. It was like I don't suit these, bro. I don't feel right in them, so like I kicked them off, and I was like, I
wore them with pride.
Wear them.
I wore them with
because I knew I'm not urging like that. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to urge like that in the first place. So like putting them on, it felt weird, and I looked in the mirror. I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like,
I wore it with pride, bro. I got my first pair of they were blended black and white TNs.
Yeah,
I wore the fuck out of those, bro.
The black and white ones.
Hit the area with them.
Bro, I was
fresh. That's fresh. Oh, lad.
Fresh TNs.
See, bro, I was all about the maxis, bro. Those were my shoes.
You were never into that shit. You've always
bro.
You were always in the area, but you've never really.
Yeah, no, I was always.
But you saw it.
Like, 100%. Like I grew up seeing it, but it was like that kind of wasn't like
your thing.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like dress like that. Like I was always.
I remember that you'd rather draw and like watch movies and shit. I remember that.
Yeah, bro.
No, that's cool. What do you mean?
It's cool.
That's cool, bro. That's what I mean. Yeah, I was good Christian boy.
Definitely observed it.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, but I'm kind of jealous as well because like these kids now, like growing up, like they have like a lot of good like Aussie hip hop to listen to, as opposed to like when it was us growing up, it was kind of looked down upon. Everyone's like, bro, Aussie rap is shit. We used to listen to all the American stuff.
Yeah,
and now it's like play the message.
Play the message.
play 1-4.
Yeah, like now like these kids like just bump that shit, and it's just like it's kind of cool as well because it's like, bro, like that's it. Be proud of like where you're from and like
Yeah, it gets bro. How funny is it when these cunts are pulling up on each other? But I was talking about it before, bro. He was like, any naughty cunts? Any naughty cunts?
Who wants smoke? You want smoke, white boy? Put a shirt on you,
Oh, fuck, man.
Bro, come on, bro. Don't pull up on the civilians,
and then
bro.
they got Spenny, bro. Like, oh.
Look at
Spenny on the phone, bro. He's like, you fuck the phone, that's all, you dogs. Then he's like, he pulls up to Guildford.
Look where Spenny's
but
at
he pulled up like at like, that gotta be at like 3 a.m. in the morning when nobody's there.
He pulled up when cats were sleeping, bro.
Bro, he fucking pulled up and he's like, look where Spenny's at tonight. And he's like in the car, he's like, I was there for like 23 minutes, bro.
This guy had a timer. This guy had a timer. Alright, you're fucking out of here.
Bro, it was
23
there.
minutes on milk.
Bro, it was still there and the engine was still running.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, it was funny though, the comments, bro. Comments are like,
bro, the comments
guys, we got work tomorrow, bro. We'll make this money, bro. These sad cunts, eh?
There's heaps of these pages just on Instagram.
The Instagram pages are ridiculous,
man. And people are making fake pages just to do that shit.
It's really fucked up,
yeah. They just pop up out of nowhere, and I was like,
full exposing. Trying to expose each member, bro. Trying to expose, all the Greater West members and Inner West members.
Revealing like YP's face.
The YP face reveal.
Nah, it's ad days, bro. It's ad days.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
But I felt that was low when that dude brought in Spenny's mom and they're like, oh yeah, like
that was
that she lost or something.
Yeah, that she died, and I was like, bro, man, like fuck, like
I didn't even know that she died. But that's
low,
man. That's a bit much. That is a bit much.
They literally don't give a fuck, eh?
Yeah, bro. But then again, it's easy to hide behind your phone.
Yeah, it's easy.
I don't know, man. But the culture it's blossomed hard, but it needs to find balance. I feel. I feel like it needs to find balance. It's taken off and it's flying. And you know, 1-4 have a manager, bro. He's a Tongan dude.
Yeah, how we beast or something, right?
How
we beast? That's what I know. Instagram.
He's a Tongan dude, but he didn't grow up like that. He grew up real like in the suburbs, bro. He was a suburban dude, but he got real popular with his music and he's good. So he considers himself an OG, and I consider him an OG as well. So he works for like Triple J and stuff.
Right.
So he's like the manager for 1-4 now.
Also, what are your thoughts on like Triple J? I kind of feel like, bro, they're like low key trying to like cash in. Yeah, because you remember like before it was all just like indie music and like dudes singing covers, but now it's like they want to be like radio BBC One and shit, like trying to do like freestyle and ciphers.
They would never play any of that Aussie rap shit.
Yeah, like
We're never playing that.
And I
shit
think
before.
like a dude called them out on it, like when they like banned Curse's music, but they were playing Kendrick Lamar. The reason for banning Curse was like, oh, his music is misogynist and shit. And they're like,
what?
but you're playing Kendrick Lamar who sings about the same shit.
They actually said that.
Yeah, like a dude called them out on it, and that was like one of their reasons. Like a rep or something was like, no, we don't play Curse's music because of this
And now they're
particular
all
reason.
reason.
Yeah, I feel like, bro, they're just like
Yeah.
trying to cash in on this.
I work with a dude named Shantan, right? Shantan is one of he's the one that does Bars of Steel. So when people do that, like I've known him for like odd 7 years now, and he's been doing that for like 7 years. He put Schemo up on there. Just no one paid attention to that sort of thing until onefour had brought this this vibe and just took off. But like he was doing that, like he just did chilling before onefour blew up. He was doing chilling freestyles. He was doing husky freestyles. But
Bars are still there.
Does he do Buzzer still?
Yeah, Shantan does Bars Still.
Yeah, I remember. I used to watch his there was a couple of freestyles on there, and he used to like he would be on the. Someone would be in the studio and he'd be on the fucking on the board or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw like Sky High on there. And all
Yes, but I met Sky High, bro. That's the chick, right?
Yeah, she's another
Bro,
fucking OG rapper. She's another OG
bro,
rapper,
I
bro.
walked
Can't
in-
forget about Sky High,
I
bro.
walked in on a
As if we mentioned Schemo and Enter without Sky
bro,
High.
she's so
For real.
hard, bro.
Yeah, no, she was
But
hectic.
she actually has like mental issues, bro. Like when I met her in the studio one time. I walked in and she was still recording, and I'm like, Chantal, like, what's the goes? I'm like, she's just gonna record a verse, and then she spit, and she's hard, bro. Like you ever heard Sky High?
Yeah, remember Sky High?
Yeah, you know Sky High. Bro, but she has mad like issues, bro. And I was like, damn, yeah, mad issues, and I was like, damn, like she's not confident. But they've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
There's like mad pioneers.
yeah, bro, they're like
Mad
OGs.
pioneers.
Like
they're OGs,
yeah,
bro.
definitely.
They're proper OGs. Enter, Schemo,
and
Sky
stuff.
High. Straight up Enter, bro. Enter's a rugged rapper, man.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah.
but I don't like it, man. I mean, it's good because it's pushing the culture forward, but I'm just like, bro, you guys weren't doing this since day one. You guys like
I hate Triple J.
Triple J.
Oh,
yeah.
Triple J.
Yeah, you're right though.
Like, yeah, and I'm just kind of like, it's both like a good and
That's
a
just
bad thing.
business.
It's
Hey,
just
business,
like, yeah,
business
yeah.
doesn't know any ethics,
Once
bro.
it
You know,
makes
business
money-
has no ethics. You know what I mean?
100%.
They don't give
Yeah,
a shit about any of that, bro. They don't care about any of that for real, man. Yeah, but Triple J, shit going.
But I do think I do agree with you when you're saying that it is kind of like, I don't think it's gonna last long. We'll see how long it lasts,
Yeah.
but I think there definitely needs to be like an
we have
offset of
we
it.
have a heavy catalogue of artists in Sydney.
We do, man.
We've got a heavy catalogue of artists in Sydney, and I'm curious. I wonder who else is going to pop up. Like that's going to really, because okay, we have a good foundation right now. We've got a good platform, but like, I think as a natural part of as the evolution of music in Sydney, someone's going to come along, and we're going to come across new artists.
Yeah, hard.
I'm
We gotta
excited.
find
Bro.
the one, bro.
I'm excited,
Yeah,
bro. I'm excited.
But I gotta say that's the kind of the thing that I like about Hess, because like with onefour, like they make hard music that gets you like pumped and like wants to like go and unch on in that. But like, there's times when you just want to like fucking, you want to dance or like you want to feel good.
And
And I kind of like that, like, yeah, like Hess is kind of like he can do both. Like he can rap about the hard shit, but then he can also make like a club banger that just makes you just want to like go off.
Like yeah. You need that time to reminisce.
And I'm just wondering if like onefour can do that. Like I kind of see them as like, I kind of think they also put themselves in like, they kind of dug themselves in a hole, in a box where like now you can only kind of make this type of music. Can you
I was
like?
wondering that as well. I was like, I
Can
was
you
wondering
cross
like.
over and do like other
Yeah,
genres?
I was wondering, are they ever going to make like a soft song, like a soft, like kickback, reminiscent type beat?
JMs has some like leaks of him doing like
That.
slow R&B trap. It's not obviously it doesn't bump as much as it can't bump as much as their drill shit, but it's the to me personally, I feel like that like onefour's only escalated to this point is because of violence. It's we like violence, like we just naturally like.
It attracts.
I'm not gonna lie, but like
it
I like to hear about violence like that. It's
It attracts,
I like to hear it. It's a natural thing for me.
Also, speaking of which, what are our thoughts on like the police cancelling their concert for the opening
that shit, bro. That's
for
fucked up.
Octavian?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, what was the reason it was shut down for? Did they even say?
No, I think they said like
I think
probably
there's
as a safety reason.
Yeah, well, it must be three things: either something happened in the administration, or something happened in the setup of it, and they couldn't go through with it. Two, they shut it down for security reasons, because they didn't want to.
Bro,
just violent.
You know what I mean? Oh, actually, that's pretty much the only two reasons I can think.
But do you
know
think
what I mean?
just let them perform? Like,
Yeah, let them perform.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
they've
not?
had two shows
Let them go where they
successfully.
want.
Yeah, bro. They can sell out shows. Man.
Yeah, let them go where they want. Let them perform. But you know, like,
but
yeah, there is, bro.
police
Like,
have a duty of care to like look after like.
yeah, I don't think that's.
Because I really do think that onefour would bring violence. With them,
And police might not know about the beef and why things are going on, but they know the people.
Yeah.
Like, they know these people, like, from wherever the fuck they're from. They actually, like, know these cunts. And if they go, like, okay, well, these boys are doing... They're set to tour here in fucking, what, Marylands?
Yeah.
Or in Granville. They're not gonna... They're not stupid. They know there's problems there. Yeah. So they're not gonna, like, let it... Okay, yeah, let's... No. To let a riot risk? A risk riot? No. No, they're not, it's not happening.
So, that makes sense then, right? Like, that makes sense.
It's not like they... Yeah, but it's not like they don't have the right to... But that's what's going to happen. That is what could happen, and I don't think they'd take that chance. So they'll probably shut it. They'll probably shut it down.
Shut it down for that.
It makes sense.
You're not going to be opening him anymore.
No.
Because you know, what if they turn up there and you know anything could happen, bro? Cunts caught in the crossfire. You know, this how the police.
And these dudes that's
what they were doing.
Yeah, these inner west dudes. I'm not saying 21 district. I'm saying inner west. It's different.
Yeah,
different
right.
But the inner west dudes, they're not like they don't like these dudes, bro. Like
what?
I was gonna say, can we acknowledge that the inner west isn't actually the inner west?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Okay, I think we covered this before, but we were just saying that, like, if you were to actually look at it on a map, the inner west is Balmain, Leichhardt.
Where do you think the inner west is?
And in their region.
I live in Kings Road, and I like sometimes I'll catch a bus that goes from Kings Road into Marrickville, and throughout that bus ride, you'll see inner west on the thing, like council sort of thing.
Where do you think the inner west is? Like, in your knowledge, what areas are considered inner west?
Leichhardt.
You're looking at him like you don't know the guy, man.
So I actually looked, because he brought up a point of it. There's a lot of people saying, you know, like, especially the Islander boys, inner west, and you know, from Marylands, Granville, Guildford, that's considered the inner west of them. I went and looked up where is the actual inner west of Sydney.
Right.
And I looked it up, and sure enough, it's not that. It's not them. Balmain, Haberfield, Lilyfield,
and that's what I was saying. Like,
bro.
Like, it's like all these like decent areas, and that's the thing. Like, bro, 21 districts like repping in the west, and there's like these confused suburban kids that are like, yeah, in the west.
Putting on for us.
But I think we need an MP to come out and literally declare where the inner west is, so that it's known. Because we don't want any false advertisement or any false representation.
Yeah. So, then, like, where is that then? Where is Guildford? Where is Marylands? Where is Granville?
That's just West Sydney.
That's West Sydney too, right?
I think that's just considered West Sydney. Because if that's the inner, then naturally...
These dudes are like...
I'm trying to tell you that.
Mount George is Greater West, right?
Yeah.
Or is that still considered Western Sydney?
George Greater West.
No, that's
Greater West.
Yeah, that's Greater West.
Yeah. Maybe it just sounds stupid if they're Greater West and these cunts are calling themselves like,
West.
Yeah, so where's
they're Greater?
Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good
But
look.
I'm gonna say, like, in terms of like names, they already won because their name has greater.
It's a great name. Greater West.
Greater West.
That's a powerful name.
It is, man. 100%.
The fact that you have greater in there, it's rare.
Yeah, man, that's fucking interesting.
Damn, bruh.
Yeah,
we didn't even talk about those dudes.
Wow, we didn't even talk about them.
You know why we didn't talk about them?
Why?
You know why we didn't
Why?
talk
Tell
about
us why.
them? No one gives a fuck about them.
You know what? That's true. It's like, what
It
happened?
didn't cross our minds.
What
Fuck,
happened?
that is so true, bro. We didn't
Look. No offense, but what happened?
No effect either.
Nah, you know what?
Bro, when they ran up on him.
No offense, but like,
When
I
they
just,
ran
Time that. Now's not the time. The bloke was at
Come on, you
Symphony,
fat, you fat motherfucker. You fat dog.
Since then, like they dropped that damn up. Like so that happened, right?
Yeah.
That happened, and then like they got Rocky for him. I feel like I got Rocky for them. I feel like I got Rocky for Enzo. He was like, I don't know what to like. I feel like he was thinking, I don't know what to do, and then they dropped Damn My Bro, right? And then they have this guy named Beezy from the area in the song, and he's in there like.
Right.
Don't talk. You never face the magistrate. And I was
Nah, there's one where he's like, I call the bitch to come call my shot. What a fat cunt. You know, do your own shit.
But I
good point.
really feel like that's true. I really feel like something happened along the line, and people just really didn't give a fuck anymore.
I think that's it. It came down to like people wanted who would,
like
they wanted to follow who's real.
Like
they
were in the conversation. They were in that conversation of rappers, and then all of a sudden it just seemed like they something happened and it just fell off.
I think it all stemmed from that incident when that dude
I
ran up on him.
it did, eh?
It exposed him, and everyone's like, "Nah, bro, this guy ain't real. I ain't gonna follow him."
Yeah, fuck, probably, yeah.
Look,
maybe
I've seen a lot of street shit, but I never did the crime like that. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't ever gonna lie about that. But if someone pulled up on me with a camera out like that and tried to do that to me, I know I'm not like no gangster or nothing, bro. But we're gonna scrap. I don't care who you are. Like, you're not gonna put me on a show like that. I don't need to be a gangster. I don't need to be Greater West. I don't need to be in the West 21, whatever. I don't need that.
I was trying to think of, well, like, you know what? Why didn't you go outside, bro? You know, like, if
bro, he needed those payments. That's why.
Maybe he was with his family.
Even if he was there with his family, that would make me even more fucking wild, bro. Are you serious?
Yeah,
you see that I'm with my family and you want to do this in the fucking RTA. You want to come into the shopping centre, pull out a camera in front of my family, like while whoever's with me is here. Yeah. Let's go outside, bro.
Yeah,
no way, bro. No fucking way, bro. None
of this like now's not the time, bro. Now's the perfect time right now because you're doing it. Like, you're trying to put me on a show. You got this camera out, like, you're gonna put me on. Nah, bro.
He could have proved himself, but
at that moment he could have proved himself.
But what we say at that point? Do numbers play a factor? Like, dude pulls up with like 5 dudes.
He's inside, bro. They're not gonna kill him in there. What are you scared of? You're gonna
at least he took him on, yeah.
He didn't take him on.
Well, if he did take him on, he would have got.
Oh, true.
He would have
he would have got beat up. But that's it.
I don't know. That'd be a hard pill for me to swallow. I think that'd be a hard pill for anyone to swallow, and there are some people that wouldn't have it. No matter, it doesn't really matter how much numbers.
I think we just found the thumbnail, like the caption. Enzo isn't real. Is Enzo real?
Fuck, bro.
Enzo, man.
So yeah, so we reckon that if he would have went out and if he would have bopped,
I think so. I think
that music,
our whole perception of him would have like.
It would have promoted.
We would have been like, "Fuck, bro! Like, you stood your own." Like,
because that video really spread.
Yeah,
it did spread. Like, it was a small video and it was shit, but it spread.
Yeah, bro. And like, now's not the time, bro. That was just, to me, that was whoa, man. I know a lot of fuck that. It's cringy for me to even just repeat that those words. Like,
oh man, just hope there's a next. Just maybe hope there's a next time and.
Next time, what? Next time, bro.
Maybe. What? Could you imagine if you run up something the same guy with the camera and then the guy's like, "Now's not the time."
Fucking hell, man. Southwest though, like that was their thing. Fuck, man, because that's what from Bankstown, bro. Like, I do a little music here and there, but like that's the Southwest. I always thought that Bankstown was Southwest or Punchbowl, like that area, the Bankstown area was Southwest, and then they came up with it, and the Southwest thing was like, boom. I feel like they made us look stupid.
What, in Campbelltown?
I think they made the Southwest name look stupid.
What? How so? In what?
Like they throw Southwest up, and then like people get confused. Like they relate that Southwest to Bankstown. Oh, if they're making and then like he gets pulled up and does that. Now's the time.
Is it though? Like, is Southwest?
No,
like I've always seen Bankstown as its Bankstown.
Is it?
And Punchbowl, I've always seen them as its own area.
No, but I think you're right. It is Southwest, but I've always kind of just known it as West.
Is it considered Southwest?
Yeah, no, like I'm pretty sure, like
what are we talking
was
about?
part of Southwest Sydney.
Yeah, but I think because they're like on that south. When you look at the map, they're really.
Oh, you're talking about the map, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about in the street where people talk about like
Southwest
and
that's well. Then that's what I mean, though. Like,
but I've never seen Bankstown and Punchbowl as Southwest. Also, I've always seen them as their, especially Bankstown. I've always seen it as its own area.
Also, I'm curious. Do 21 in a word like does 21 District like count Bankstown as its own as well? Like,
because Bankstown and Punchbowl. I've spoken to a few of them, and nah, they don't.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I've always thought that it's 2200. We're not fucking 21 District. Why would we be?
They're cool,
but we have 21 in our name,
and maybe
2196, bro.
And maybe there was a couple dramas back in the day. Maybe there was a couple dramas back in the day, but I mean, like we don't. As far as I know, there's no beef with them. We haven't beefed with them for years, like from what I've seen.
Yeah, bro. But that beef between Mount Druitt and like that Granville area, that's old. Like,
that's old, dude,
bro.
That's old as fuck, bro. It goes back way back.
Gang grade and
G40, bro. Bro,
I always had my money on G40, bro.
Bro, 100%.
I always had money on G40.
Bro, in high school, like...
Bro, you know, in CLCs and that, bro, like, that was crazy.
Bro, not even that, bro. I remember, like, in high school, like, G40 was, like, MS-13 for us.
Bro,
like, that was, like...
100%.
Bro, they used to tell, like, in high school, like, everyone used to be like, fuck, man, G40 ran into a school with, like, machetes and shit.
Fuck,
bro. Like,
absolutely fuck.
The original G40 boys were fucking... I don't know, bro. They were just something else, bro. Like, these cunts were running up in school.
Were they all Tongan or the majority Tongan?
Majority
Not
Tongan.
trying to say, like, the majority Tongan.
Yeah, no, there was a majority Tongan.
But
Bro, these people.
Just that I think as well, like with Mount Druitt being like predominantly like Samoans and like G40 and like 21 District being predominantly like Tongans, is that like?
Nah, it's not a Samoan Tongan thing. It has nothing to do with
There
that.
are a lot of Samoans that hang out with the Granville boys.
It has nothing to do with Samoa and Tonga. I don't think nationality has anything to do with why they're clashing. They couldn't give a fuck if they're Samoan, Tongan, Fijian, Niuean, or it wouldn't matter. But what I find really interesting is that when all these people go out to go staunch cunts, they're looking for themselves, people who look just like them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? Like, I don't know. There's something weird about that. Bro. They're looking for other urchins. Like, they're looking for people who look just like them.
Yeah, hard.
I just find that
just
weird.
ask them where you're from.
Yeah, just ask them where you're from.
Where you from, then?
Like, is that what you do? Like,
from the area?
I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know.
Where you from? Then? He's like, oh.
But yeah, man. Like, I feel like I honestly feel like, and I think I might be giving away an idea here, but I always want to see a documentary about that, like the old area.
Yeah, bro.
Because, bro, there's been a lot of boys that's been through the area that's come and gone.
Yeah.
And have done damage,
way
bro.
Heavier than this.
Way heavier than any of this shit, bro. Like this, they laugh about this shit, bro. They literally laugh about this shit. For real, all this drilling, they laugh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. I want to know what like these dudes like up in like Supermax and shit think of like
proper OGs, bro, from the fucking area doing big wax or who have lived it or whatever. I wanna.
You've heard some opinions though. Like there are dudes on Instagram from like mad from jail.
Yeah, there are
they have their opinion on it. Like
because some of them are
do they fuck with it or do they just?
Nah, they don't.
They just like you guys are fucking
too old
pretenders.
for it.
They're too old for it.
Yeah, they're too. I mean, you're doing jail, bro. You got other shit to fucking worry about, bro. You're not worried.
Family, bro.
Yeah, you gotta look after your family, bro. You're not worried about cunts hanging out at your area.
A train station.
At a train station. You're not worried about that, bro.
Like for real, bro. Like this area shit. It's like, bro, come on, get over it, man. There's always a time to get over that too.
Yeah.
You got it. Like you have to get over it. Like always be proud of where you're from, but like
not that proud.
Always working.
Hanging out at train stations,
bro. 100%.
Fuck that.
There's being proud of your area and there's being a fucking dickhead, bro.
True. Most of you can't rent. You don't actually own the house.
Yeah, and the trouble,
motherfuckers rent.
Straight out. And the trouble is, some people can't see the in between.
Bro, 100%. Bro, if I own my own property, then I'll be like claiming that shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, right.
That's right.
Hard.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah,
because I rent. I can move to like a different area.
Like this is your area. Oh yeah. Is
so
that
the
right?
landlord
Yeah, so the landlord. So that's Ray White, bro.
You haven't paid 5 months. You have 5 months in back payment. We're moving you to our Greater West.
What? You're living off Centrelink? Get fucked. Get the fuck out of here.
And then the same comes to you where you're from.
Because you're off that. Because you're off that youth allowance. You're trying to tell me where the area is. Get fucked. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Straight up.
Job seeker.
Job seeker.
Fucking job seeker.
Just give me my money, you dog.
That's another one, bro. Like,
But this guy's saying, I'm going out on the earth to get that Centrelink payment. Just Shay, man. I'm out here with the boys.
Just rub the bottle of 300 bros.
Did we miss anything then? Like, if we just missed Pistol Pete and Enzo, like fuck, man. No.
There's a whole catalogue.
That was
but then also, like, when's the last time since they put out a track, man? It's been a while since they put out music.
Damn, bro, it's been a while, huh?
It's been a couple of months, man. I think
it's been long enough.
I think you gotta keep putting out music, stay
it.
relevant.
We want to hear more, bro. We want to hear more.
To me,
you don't want to hear more?
After Damo, bro, I don't hear anything else.
Seriously, over it?
I like Damo, bro. I liked it.
Nah.
I listened to it a couple times, but I'm not a fan of the song. I want to hear
Sure,
more music.
yeah.
I want to hear more music, bro.
I thought it was alright.
Like I want to see what Campbelltown. Like I want to see. There's some rugged motherfuckers from Campbelltown, bro. For real, bro. I'm not even gonna start. But
I'm gonna give shout outs to also Elijah Yo, man. That guy's still doing his thing, bro.
He's putting dudes on. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, but dudes on. Also he didn't switch up his style. He stayed true to who he is, man. And I respect that. I'm like, yeah, you make party music, man.
He does really well. He does really well.
I like his music.
I remember I saw him at FOMO.
We saw him at FOMO.
I was stripping the fuck out, and I was like, yo, man, I appreciate the music. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. Stripping out. He probably doesn't even remember me.
Thanks as well.
He's a nice guy, bro.
Yeah, no, fucking cool music, for real. That
West Coast part.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. That was fucking. That was nice.
Biggs' verse,
Biggs,
man.
bro.
That was nice. The big Uso.
My man.
The big Uso.
Uso Biggs.
Uso Biggs.
Has that big.
Shout out to Uso Biggs.
Has that big
that
voice.
big.
Yeah. Uso Biggs.
on Biggs. It's like,
Oh, bro,
That's
that
not
big,
strong.
heavy.
Yeah,
Islander.
but
How's
I
that
like it, bro.
voice, man? I like it.
bro,
Yeah,
I like it too, bro. It's mad bassy, bro.
Yeah, he like punches you.
Oh, yeah, you got Biggs. Shit, what Biggs? Biggs just doing that old school style with it. But again, I fuck with that. Fuck.
Yeah.
Man, we got a mad catalog out here.
Yeah, I want to see more. I'm curious how the next year is going to go.
100%, man. I think.
Now that we're coming on to Christmas, there should be a bit more. I know Hooligan Hefs is going to be putting out some bangers for Christmas, for that Christmas tune. You know what I mean? So
You probably might remix Jingle Bells, like chuck a mad drop bass on that shit, like.
yeah,
Like a mad ghetto beat.
It's fucking
if anyone can do it, it's Hefs.
Yeah, bro.
If anyone else can do the remix of the
Just
jingle,
put all
it's
the
Hefs.
pressure on that, can I?
Straight up, straight the fuck up.
I think.
See if you'll button.
Anything else to cover or?
How long's it? Anything else?
Man.
Damn, man.
I saw something today or last night.
What's that?
Like some cunt just assumed that half of these gangsters are Mormon.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I mean, let's be honest here.
I mean, I'm thinking about that. I've thought about that.
A lot of them are
Let's be
more.
honest here. I
All
think
these
Jane was at church today. I think he had to give us a closing prayer.
Nah. Man.
And Spinny had to do spiritual thought.
Bro, but gangsters need to go to church too, man.
Then he repent, bro.
It's like what Hef said, man. I repent, then I repeat. So you gotta.
Well, that's it, isn't it? That's
Like,
that's
it's-
pretty much it.
Then you repeat, yeah.
I repent.
That's
and I
the
repeat.
motto for it. Like.
It's a
Jesus.
tough one, man. Like, it's a tough one, bro. Because, like,
Should have
I
been-
understand that, yeah, because it's true, bro. Gangsters need to go to church as well. It's a tough one, bro, because it's they live like two lines of life where it's like parallel, and one they're like consistently dropping this violent music, and then you're seeing them go to church, and sort of when you go to church, you sort of make it you're supposed to apparently make, and I can't, again, everyone has their own journeys, but like when you go to church and you have a consistent lifestyle, if you're consistently going to church, this sort of fades a bit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do the music shit, the church thing fades a bit.
You can't balance it.
But at the end of the day, I'm not supposed to judge the dudes. But it is funny. It is funny.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, if you're a driller and you're at church.
Yeah,
but
because that was the rumor with Payne,
Because-
why he covers his face, because he does.
Oh, so is that-
Yeah, not for real. Like,
oh,
apparently his dad is like
a pastor.
yeah. But then again, it's like because as if your dad's not gonna notice that when he sees you, like.
When he hears your voice,
Because that's a distinct voice.
Bro, not even that.
That's a distinctive voice. But like, because
White
I know that's you.
Yeah.
Nah.
Right, not even that. I mean, Hillsong played your song, so I think God's alright with you.
Hillsong played his song.
This one
Yeah,
plays
yeah,
song.
yeah. That's
Play
the
the
song.
song.
Yeah.
Nah.
Somebody
Yeah,
like a
play the message.
DJ or someone accidentally put one for the message in church.
Yeah, one for fashion.
I think
why
God's
remix
cool with your
that?
music.
I think God proves.
Man, I could seriously, but those songs, but the bars in that song, man, it's fuck, man.
JM, man. JM to IM.
But
Fucking hell.
I think that's it, eh?
Yeah,
We covered
definitely.
it. And I guess
That's
stay
all.
tuned. We'll put out
That was
more.
our first guest.
So, yeah.
HP just dropped their track. Drop 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 their track.